And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, folks. However you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Wednesday. We are on day 10 of our 73-day NFL draft countdown, looking at a prospect a day to get us ready for the NFL draft. We will be going live as well for round 1 of the NFL draft, so come out and join us there at twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Let me know, is your team making a mistake? Has your team ruined your franchise for the next 10 years based on the picks that they're making in this year's draft? Let me know. So, getting prepared for that, breaking down the NBA as always. Gonna do our moneymaker today. I mean, folks, once again, we choose 3 picks. We hit 2 of them. We always only miss out on 1. It doesn't matter how many teams we take. We only miss on 1. Super frustrating, but hey, we could be a lot worse, right? At least we're hitting majority of our picks. So, I guess that's good, if we need to find a silver lining. So that's what we got today on the show. A little announcement here. We have new logos, folks. Yes, sir. It's about time. Got this new logo. This is our official logo now. Here it is right on the screen. I'm sure if you're watching or listening to this right now, you probably have noticed it. It's everywhere now. It's on, all the podcasting apps, and it's on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all that. So, new logo here by us. It's about time we had to get that changed. And then we also have a new banner on all of our other social medias as well. Just kind of, some other expressions that we have felt as fans. I'm sure everybody can relate to all of these looks here, screaming right here, dressing up as, your favorite player on your team. This was our Ryan Fitzpatrick days here. We got, when you look at the stats of your team or who your team just drafted and you're shocked. When you're angry, just want to punch everybody because your team loses. When you've just had that day, man, you just got to hang your head down. And then, the days, hey, you just got lucky some days. Hey, this is the face you make when the Miami Miracle hit against the Raiders. So, little update to our social medias, and it was truly time to do that. So, just a little announcement there. Alrighty, let's jump into our stories of the day. And we got to start here. We got another top 10 plays of a team. And today we're going to be looking at the Dolphins. So let's see what the Dolphins are looking like. Let's see if Tua's in any of these plays. Hopefully he is. The man was looking good, but we didn't really have those great receivers. So here we go. The top 10 plays by the Miami Dolphins. Let's see what we got. We'll go full screen for this. Here we go. Play number 10. We don't even get an honorable mention here. We don't get an honorable mention? Come on. We go straight to number 10. All right. Against the Bills for number 10. And this was week 17 when we had to win against the Bills. And we had the pick against Josh Allen. And then everything went wrong after this. Everything went downhill after this play. After we picked out Josh Allen, the Bills turned it up a little bit and just destroyed us a little bit and kept us out of the playoffs. So, yes, great play. But everything that followed this was not good. Really not good. Woof. Alrighty. Number 9 here. Ryan Fitzpatrick in at quarterback, and oh my goodness, yes sir, one-handed catch by Mike Gesicki. And I know, everybody was like, yes, Ryan Fitzpatrick, was doing good and slinging the ball around, but can we talk about his accuracy, folks? Look how behind that is. It's a great catch because it's so behind. Mike Gesicki got a little lucky there. He's got great hands. I'm not, knocking him, but I am knocking Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit. Just look at this man's accuracy. He's not better than Tua. Y'all need to relax. It's Tua's first year. It's this man's like 15th year. So, yes, he's going to be able to, spark up offenses a little bit, but just how far behind that throw is. That is an incomplete pass or a potential pick if the safety's a little bit, more down the field a little bit, because there's no chance that a normal receiver is going to catch that like every single time. Alrighty, number 8 against the Chiefs. Man, we were looking good against this Chiefs team. Look at, yes, sir, Patrick Mahomes. Who are you trying to run from, baby? Come on. Come on. You can't run from the fans. We swim, baby. We faster on water than we are on land, and we're coming at you. Bring down Patrick Mahomes, trying to be a little too cute on that one. He lost like 17 yards on that play. Look at him just retreat and retreat and retreat. And fantastic job by our defense to not let him get outside of us. Perfect diving tackle there. Bring him down at the 1 yard line. Absolutely fantastic. Our defense, folks, obviously, that's the best thing of our team, and we're able to bring down Patty Mahomes at the 1. Oh, another play against the Chiefs, and this time it's on offense. Tua going deep. Oh, alrighty, this was a very lucky touchdown catch. Once again, going to Mike Gesicki. I mean, he was really the only one that had success all season long, and he's a tight end. Maybe he's our Travis Kelce of the future. But I mean, we get what Tua's trying to do with this ball. I mean, you throw it in triple coverage. It's a decently placed, I mean, it's so tight that, I mean, you really can't even throw this one 100% great. Luckily, a Chiefs defender he just missed it through his hands, so a little bailed out there. Alrighty, number 6 against the Rams, and oh yes, we sack Jared Goff, and then we pick it up and run it all the way back for a touchdown, and I believe that is Van Ginkel. Yes, sir. Very well done. Once again, our defense is definitely the best thing about this Dolphins team. We have a defensive-minded head coach. We've got playmakers all over the defensive end of the ball. Need him. Van Ginkel, our cornerbacks, Xavier Howard, Agba here making Jared Goff fumble. Let's watch him come off the edge here and just absolutely come off his blind side and get the ball out of there. Absolutely fantastic, and that was in the red zone. Another big highlight and a big kind of green flag of this Dolphins defense just bending and not breaking really kind of all season. Getting it done in the red zone, not allowing those points, making you earn every single point that you have. So very well done. Alrighty, number 5 against the Bengals too. Once again, I mean, they're kind of disrespecting us a little bit here with all these passes. I mean, these are great catches, don't get us wrong, and once again by Mike Gesicki. I mean, y'all have to start. If you have not heard his name, that's the media's fault. We try to do our job here and shout out, greatness, whatever position, whatever team. And Mike Gesicki is a true great catching tight end here. I mean, look at just how great. I mean, he's got one-handed catch after one-handed catch in traffic. No, he's going to get the hit. No, he's going to take the big shot, but he's still able to hold on to the ball. I mean, just look at that, folks. Full body extension over the middle of the field. Come on. You don't see receivers doing that all the time. So fantastic work there by Mike Gesicki. Number 4. Jakeem Grant on the punt return against the Rams, and he is shifty, folks, and he is so quick. He is probably the second fastest player in the NFL besides Tyreek Hill. It's Jakeem Grant, and this man, he's small. He's not even 6 foot. I think he's like 5'10", maybe even 5'9", but he's able to get to the sideline, able to just outrun everybody. Look at that speed, folks. Look at that speed. That's fantastic speed. Hopefully he's back with the team. Not as a wide receiver, because we definitely need to, he was kind of our number 2 wide receiver, and he's like 5'8". Not the best. I know Tyreek Hill is great, but he's got great catching ability. Jakeem Grant, he's got the speed. Catching ability has yet to be determined a little bit. So this man was our number 2 wide receiver. He's also on punt and kick returns. But that's kind of his game. He's a fast kind of gadget player. Obviously, he wants to be a wide receiver. We'll see if he's able to step it up next year. Alrighty, number 3 here. Ryan Fitzpatrick back in at quarterback, and this man takes it all the way. Myles Gaskin, absolutely well done. Just kind of an outlet pass here. Able to kind of break it out outside after going inside, and able just to kind of beat everybody down the sideline. Once again, we've got decent speed on our team. We just need better wide receivers and better just play calling. Super glad that Chan Gailey is no longer the offensive coordinator for the squad. So now hopefully next year we can get to the playoffs and try to make a run, because I think we have all the talent. Just definitely need to shore up the line a tad and get a number 1 dual threat wide receiver. Alrighty, number 2, once again against the Chiefs, we got 3, and there it is. Yes, sir, we've got corners on deck, baby. Absolutely, Xavier Howard locking up Tyreek Hill most of the game here. Patrick Mahomes tries to hit him, and Xavier Howard says, no, I'm going airborne one-handed, baby. Don't try to disrespect me. I am a shutdown corner, and look at that. Yes, sir, absolutely magnificent. And I'm guessing number 1 right now is going to be the Miami Miracle, but we haven't gotten there yet. But number 2, I mean, absolutely wonderful job there. The defense has half of these plays, and then and then Gesicki has the other half of these plays. And then here it is, number one, the Miami Miracle of this season of 2020. Just kind of fantastic there. You get the face mask. You get like the 25-yard pass, sets us up into field goal territory with only 12 seconds left. I mean, there it is. Everything went right on this play. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck, and that's exactly what the Dolphins got here on this play. A little bailed out with the face mask. I mean, I don't know how this man's wide open. I mean, the ball was floating up there. Ryan Fitzpatrick can't believe it. Mike Gesicki couldn't even believe it. He's like, hang on, I didn't even catch that ball, but hang on, what happened out there? So absolutely well done by the Dolphins. You know, we're shoring up our offense hopefully through the draft. We shored up our offense already by getting rid of Chan Gailey, and Tua's going to be able to take that next step. I'm not worried about that. So Dolphins, definitely a positive future here. Got the defense, just got to get that next receiver, just got to get that one solid receiver, and now we're in the playoffs next year. So cannot wait till the 2021 season. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. The next one is going to be on Big Ben. Here we go. Big Ben Roethlisberger will indeed be back as the Steelers starting quarterback this fall. This Twitter account, verified Twitter account, Twitter analysis, football analysis right here. She said she just connected with the two-time Super Bowl winner's agent. I don't know. You don't need to, put that accolade in there. Just give us the information. We don't need, he's a too-tall. Yeah, we get it. We know it's Big Ben. We get it. So this is the quote from Big Ben's agent. Here it is. If we can, this is going to load. Here it is. They want Ben back and will contact me soon to address his cap situation. As we've shared since the season ended, this is where it gets good, folks. We are happy to creatively adjust his contract to help them build the best team possible. A year ago, Ben wasn't sure if he could throw again, but he battled back to get 12 wins and the 8th division title of his career. Once again, just putting out all the accolades. We know what Big Ben did, trying to boost up, what he's doing. I get it. They lost steam down the stretch, and that doesn't sit well for him. So the fire burns strong, and there is plenty of gas in the tank. I know that his agent's obviously going to beef him up and praise him up. I mean, that's the agent's job, is to get you the maximum money. But, we saw Big Ben kind of the back half of the season. Arm wasn't looking so great, could never rely on the running game, and he really floundered at the end of the season. That's why they started out so good and didn't even beat the first round of the playoffs. Truly unfortunate. So, Big Ben, he's going to be playing for nothing this season. The Steelers are like, yeah, you can come back if you basically play for free. Here, we'll give you the minimum, $1 million. You want $1 million? Here, you can come back for one more year. And Big Ben, he seems fine with that. He doesn't care about the money. He's kind of made that clear that he just kind of wants to play again. And like the Steelers, I mean, they can go and draft a quarterback this season because obviously what they've got on their roster is not working. Mason Rudolph, absolutely not. And I'm forgetting the other guy, the kind of dual threat a little bit. We've seen him. We talked about him early on the show, but so the Steelers here. Big Ben, he's going to be playing for nothing. I cannot wait until we know what his official number is this season, because they will get it as close to just the minimum you can pay a veteran in this league at his position. They are going to pay him the minimum for 1 year, and that is it. So the Steelers are trying to rearrange some money, trying to get back all that money that Big Ben was supposed to get this season, and they got to try to make it work a little bit. So Big Ben, he's going to be back, it seems like, but not for a lot of money. And honestly, I don't even know if it's worth it. I mean, the arm was really not looking good. He wasn't even looking that mobile. It was dink and dunk all season. We were looking at his numbers, and literally this season was like the worst yards per attempt. Not even yards per catch. It's yards per attempt. So the man's not even taking the shots downfield all season. So they're going to have to do something else. They got to get this running game figured out now. I mean, if you're going to stick with Big Ben this year, you must get a good running back. You must. That was the kind of the second biggest thing wrong about the Steelers team, is that they couldn't establish the running game throughout the entire season. I don't even think they had one good rushing game the entire season. So if they want to have, kind of older, sluggish, a little kind of, not mobile Big Ben back there, you're going to have to get the running game going. So, the defense backs off, because if they just know that, hey, they can't run the ball and Big Ben's not mobile back there, we're going to be pressuring and blitzing all game long, getting Big Ben off the mark, getting him uncomfortable, because we just saw what happened when he's uncomfortable. They don't win games, and he does not look good, and he dinks and dunks his way throughout an entire game and ends up with losses. So Big Ben's back this year, but probably not the right decision. Alrighty, moving on. Here we go. Juju Smith-Schuster wants to be a Steeler forever. And there was kind of two stories or kind of two narratives that we weren't buying in totally at the end of the season. One was, Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a free agent, but we expect him to stay a Steeler. I don't really see Juju Smith-Schuster leaving Pittsburgh at all, especially now that Big Ben's going to be back. They're going to try and hold this team together for at least one more season to get kind of the maximum out of Big Ben. I mean, we know they've got wide receiver pieces all over the field. That's not the problem there in Pittsburgh. It's the arm strength and it's the running game. So Juju Smith-Schuster, we don't believe he's going to go anywhere. They're going to bring him back during free agency. That's our one belief. And our other belief, even though that it's kind of crumbling a little bit, but we still kind of believe it, is that Teddy Bridgewater will not be leaving Carolina. They will not be bringing in another quarterback over Teddy Bridgewater. So those are the kind of two narratives that we are firmly believing in that will happen. And then we get Juju Smith-Schuster here, quote, "I want to have my legacy in Pittsburgh and retire there." So he obviously wants to be here. We'll see if they sign him. They're going to be getting money cleared up from Big Ben's contract. Maybe they use that to secure Juju Smith-Schuster. But I don't really see him leaving Pittsburgh now, definitely, especially now that Big Ben's definitely coming back. They're going to try and keep this band together one more year because they saw what it could do. They saw what all this kind of receiver talent with Big Ben could do. They just need that better running game. And if they can get that through the draft, they could potentially do something this season on how well their defense is. So we'll see what happens. Definitely an interesting story there with Pittsburgh on how well they did this season, kind of through the first, what was it, like, what were they, 13-0, 14-0? When did they lose their first game? So very interesting to see what they're going to do this season, but it looks like Big Ben, and I'm saying Juju Smith-Schuster will still be there. Alrighty, so now the Rockets have officially waived DeMarcus Cousins. Let's just quickly go through all the NBA teams to see where he would probably fit the best and where he is needed the most. So kind of a decent beef. They have him listed at 6'10" officially. I don't know if that's true. I'll probably say like 6'9". Or did they list him at like a 6'11", something like that. But he's a decent big down there. Can't really stay healthy too often. That's kind of the his one knock against him. So here we go. No longer a Rockets, can sign anywhere. Kind of the biggest need would probably be the Boston Celtics. They really don't have a really great big. I mean, we talk about their bigs all the time. Daniel Tice, Robert Williams, and Tristan Thompson, and they don't get it done. That's really the only piece that the Celtics are truly missing. They've got obviously the two great stars in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They've got kind of an above average point guard in Kemba Walker, and Marcus Smart, he's a decent three shooter and a decent defender. So they really just kind of need a better big. So I really think that the Celtics are kind of the perfect destination for DeMarcus Cousins. Now, will he go there? I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be planning on going. What we've seen where he's been going, lately is just kind of championship contender teams. We saw him with the Lakers, never really even played with the Lakers because he was injured. Now he's with the Rockets. So with James Harden. So, I mean, he wanted to be on championship contenders team. The Celtics team is obviously contenders. I mean, they're in the East, so, I mean, it's a little easier to kind of be a contender on there. So Celtics, I definitely think, is a great landing spot for him. The Hornets, I think, another great landing spot for him, but they're definitely not a championship contender. They're trying to be a playoff contender this season. So, I mean, we don't like Cody Zeller that much. He's all right. He's decent. But, I mean, if you move Cody Zeller to the bench and have DeMarcus Cousins in that starting lineup with LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward, I think that could work out decently. So, if he wants to go to a playoff team in the East, I say the Celtics is the best bet. If he just wants to go somewhere and be good and kind of be a main focal point of an offense, I definitely say the Hornets is a good pick too. And while we're in the East, I would say the Heat is decent as well. I mean, you got Bam Adebayo in the starting lineup, but if he comes off the bench and kind of solidifies that kind of once everybody comes back of having a good bench of him and Tyler Hero coming off the bench, maybe even Kelly Olynyk off the bench too, to kind of get more size off the bench with kind of the 3-point advantage there as well. So the Heat, they're very deep, but they're kind of a little lackluster with all the injuries. But if you get another decent big on that bench, I could see that working as well. Alrighty, and then in the West, not the Jazz, not the Clippers. Obviously, we've all been hearing Lakers talk because Anthony Davis is out. So, yeah, I mean, he could go to the Lakers. But once Anthony Davis gets there, he's going to be, backup. He's going to be a backup. And then you still got Marc Gasol, who's, decent. He's not great anymore, but he's still, a big name, a good veteran out there. So, Lakers, I don't really see him going to the Lakers, but I mean, if he wants a ring, it's the best chance probably. What else do we get here? Trailblazers, maybe in the meantime, as Yusuf Nurkic is still kind of recovering a little bit. What else do we get here? Yeah, really not too many teams there in the West that could, definitely benefit. I don't really see any need for the Suns maybe coming off the bench. I mean, they got DeAndre Ayton obviously as a starter, but if he wants to come off the bench, once again, kind of help out that kind of, but they got Jay Crowder, so they don't really even need him. So yeah, you can't even go to the Suns, the Spurs. I mean, I don't really see him going to the Spurs anyway. I don't think there's really anything really enticing him to go to the Spurs. It seems like nobody even talks about the Spurs, and they're 5th in the West. I mean, we don't even talk about the Spurs either. So, we can kind of blame ourselves on that one as well, but there's just really nothing glamorous about that organization. Yeah, really not a lot of places. I mean, Warriors, we just saw James Wiseman back in the starting lineup, so do you really even need DeMarcus Cousins now? So yeah, I would probably say the best fit would probably be the Celtics. It's probably the team that needs them the most. That's a championship contender right now. But some decent options in the Hornets, I think. Yeah, all right. So a couple spots. He's definitely going to go somewhere. He's definitely a good free agent to pick up. Definitely can boost up the beef a little bit down low with him. So we'll see where he goes. Hasn't signed anywhere yet, but any minute I'm assuming. Alrighty, and then the last word to talk about, the NBA All-Star reserves have been revealed, and I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that some of our All-Stars that we voted in were not here, but here we go. In the West, we got Anthony Davis, definitely deserved. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. We don't like to we try to stay away from, nominating and voting in 2 players on the same team. So we did LeBron and not Anthony Davis, but I definitely understand Anthony Davis. Absolutely. He's a monster. He can guard the bigs. He can guard the bigs that can shoot threes. He can guard the bigs from down low. He can hit the three himself. He can stretch the floor himself. So absolutely, Anthony Davis, kind of a no-brainer there as a reserve. Paul George, I mean, he's played like half the game, so that's why we didn't, vote him or Kawhi Leonard in. I get it. He's great. He's good, but once again, he barely plays any games. Load management, kind of annoying, so that's why we didn't vote him. Rudy Gobert, definitely understand him. He's very, very good. Has a little trouble guarding the perimeter a little bit if there's a big three-point shooter. That's why they always kind of struggle against the Nuggets, because Vucevic, nope. Nikola, no, who is it? I'm blanking on the name. All these bigs, Vucevic, getting in my brain, all just kind of seeming the same, playing the same. Joker, Jokic, there it is. Jokic. That's why Rudy Gobert has trouble guarding Jokic on the perimeter, because he hits the three, and Rudy Gobert isn't the best perimeter defender. So I get Rudy Gobert. He's really kind of unstoppable in the system he's in. So I get Rudy Gobert. I get it. Damian Lillard, we voted him in All-Star. I thought he should have been a starter, but they choose Doncic over him. And, of what they did last night, Doncic hitting the game winner, I can respect it. I can definitely respect it. But Damian Lillard's been fantastic all season, so definitely love that this man's an All-Star. Donovan Mitchell, once again, I mean, absolutely, I can see it. The Jazz have the best record in the West, so, I mean, why wouldn't we have some players from that team? They got Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the pick and roll between those two is truly fantastic. You really can't truly guard it because there's just so much. I mean, Rudy Gobert can dunk. He can decently hit the mid-range, not the greatest. And then Donovan Mitchell, he can score whenever. He can drive, he can hit the three, he can hit contested threes, he can hit double-team jumpers. It doesn't matter. So, I mean, the pick and roll between them two is truly unstoppable. Chris Paul, also a reserve. Once again, we voted him an All-Star. Damian Lillard and Chris Paul were our 2 starting guards. So I'm glad at least they got into the game. I mean, they truly do deserve it. What they're doing for their team and stepping up and still being consistent and still being the leader and elevating the play around them. So fantastic work by Damian Lillard and Chris Paul. And then Zion Williamson. I mean, we didn't vote him an All-Star. I understand it. Once again, I mean, this Pelicans team is decent, and Zion Williamson's half the kind of reason. Brandon Ingram's the other half. But Zion Williamson, I get it. He's been playing great. He's kind of unstoppable. He's doing everything, not taking the threes, still getting the rebounds, still getting up a lot of points. So I definitely understand Zion Williamson. The people that we nominated for the West, though, no Andrew Wiggins. Come on. How do we not kind of respect what Andrew Wiggins is doing there for the Warriors? Really just consistent, really just kind of getting overshadowed by Steph Curry, which is, understandable because the man is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, did you see him last night? Just absolutely perfect. So I get, well, I don't really get I do get the overshadowing of Andrew Wiggins. I think I would have chosen Andrew Wiggins over Paul George. I would have chosen him over Rudy Gobert, and I definitely would have chosen him over Zion Williamson. So seems to be our only one All-Star that didn't make it in the West was Andrew Wiggins, and I think he got a little snubbed over definitely Zion Williamson, Paul George, and Rudy Gobert. So unfortunate. Andrew Wiggins, we tried for you. We're sorry. All right, the East now. Here we go. The all-star reserves of the East is Jaylen Brown. I mean, truly deserved. I mean, what this man is doing, he really is underrated. We've been loving Jaylen Brown for like the last 2 seasons, folks. We knew this man can play, and he's half the reason why the Celtics are decent what they are right now. Jason Tatum's obviously the other half. James Harden, a reserve. I mean, that's just disrespectful. We already said that, but having KD and Kyrie be the starters and having James Harden be a reserve, I mean, they got that backwards. This man is the only reason why this Nets team is working. He's the only one that's playing out there every single game. He's the only one that's passing the ball. He's the only one that's efficient every single night in, night out. It doesn't matter with Kyrie and Kevin Durant on the floor. With them resting, he's still efficient. He knows how to work his game around what is going to help the team overall. So we still think James Harden should have been a starter, but at least he's a reserve, I guess. Zach Levine, obviously a great choice as well. He's single-handedly carrying this Bulls team. Now we do have better contribution from Kobe White as the season progresses, but Zach Levine is definitely the main reason why the Bulls are in playoff contention right now. So definitely understand Zach Levine there. Julius Randle, I didn't even think people would vote him an all-star, but I'm definitely glad that they did. He's now a reserve. Once again, a huge reason why the Knicks are having success. It's unfortunate that this the bench players aren't really stepping it up consistently because they just lost again, unfortunately. But Julius Randle truly deserved here. Got the Knicks in the playoffs so far. Let's see if they can close out the season. All right, Ben Simmons, another all-star reserve for the East, and that's absolutely fantastic. This man's defense is absolutely shut down. He's kind of the floor facilitator at like 6'7", and just a lockdown defender. So once again, Ben Simmons has this 76ers team rocking kind of early this year. Obviously, Joel Embiid needs credit as well, but so does Ben Simmons of just kind of being a true leader, consistent offense, defense. He'll go get you the 10 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, no worries there, and just play ball-out defense the entire time. Jason Tatum also making it in the reserves, so Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Once again, we try not to do 2 players from the same team, and that's why we had Jason Tatum in the starting lineup and not Jaylen Brown, but it is truly deserved by both of those players, so I definitely understand it. Jason Tatum is just absolutely magnificent, folks. And then the last all-star reserve for the East is Nikola Vucevic for the Magic, and I really don't get this one too much. Yes, I know Vucevic is good, but he's really just kind of been starting to be consistent these last maybe 2 weeks ever since Aaron Gordon went down. But him and Aaron Gordon, they don't work. They weren't even winning games consistently when they were both healthy. Vucevic wasn't even having that great games when Aaron Gordon was on the floor. So I really don't get Vucevic there. Now, our snubs in the East, we voted, we had LaMelo Ball and Jarrett Allen, and we still don't see them. I think I would have put both of those players over Vucevic. I think those players, Jarrett Allen, he's trying to elevate his team. I mean, they just won last night, so very well done to them. But, there's really nothing special about that team besides Jarrett Allen. Yes, Colin Sexton has some hit and misses games. He just hit last night, so I'll give him that one. But Jarrett Allen, he's really been fantastic every game off the bench. Now he's the starter because they're going to trade their starter, Andre Drummond. So, yeah, I just don't give Vucevic there. And then LaMelo Ball, I mean, he's a rookie, still putting out the numbers, showing out every single game, elevating the play around his team. I mean, he was so good that he was on the bench and then got elevated to an all-star his rookie year. And there's really nothing great on that team. They got Gordon Hayward, who's kind of definitely past his prime after that injury. And they've got Cody Zeller as their big. So nothing great. And he's still trying to will that team to wins night in, night out. So I think I would have put LaMelo Ball and Jarrett Allen over Vucevic. Yeah, so a couple snubs there in the East. Very well done to James Harden, Zach Levine, Julius Randle. I think they definitely all deserve to be on there. Jason Tatum, we had as a starter, so a little snub there. And then Jaylen Brown getting the nod here is definitely deserved as well. So couple of snubs here, couple of players that probably, I get why y'all voted them in there, but just for this season alone on what they're doing and their load management and not kind of elevating the play around them, I don't know, maybe Paul George, Zion, and Vucevic may be a little over-evaluated here. But that's what we got. That's what we got here in the All-Star. So very well done to all those selected. Congratulations. Alrighty, let's head over to the NBA today. We'll quickly kind of overview all the games. We'll go a little deeper in the stats. We'll do our moneymaker for today. And then we're back on our NFL draft prospect. I did forget to do out a hint at the beginning of the show. Was too excited about showing our logo. So the clue today, he's a quarterback from where Carson Wentz came from. Y'all know where that is? Because I didn't. So he went to the school that Carson Wentz went to, and he only played one season. And his stats, I'm truly excited to watch this man on the tape because his stats, folks, woo, this man could be something special here. But like we said, he only did play one season. So that is our hints of the day, of our prospect of the day. All right, but let's head over back to the NBA. Last night, Cavs beat the Hawks 112-111. Who hit the game-winning shot here? Oh, yeah. Lamar Stevens hits the game-winning dunk, puts them up one, and then the Hawks just try. I mean, they had about 4 seconds to push the ball. They had no timeout, so they had advanced the entire floor. But they had about 4 seconds, and they couldn't even get a shot off. Trey Young, a little trying to do too much to take the shot. I want Trey Young out of everybody taking kind of the game-winning, dribble up three. That's probably a little bit deeper, but he tries to pass it to an open guy, and it just takes too long. Couldn't even get the shot off. So unfortunate there for the Hawks, and man, oh man. And that's kind of why I'm a little all right with snubbing Trey Young from the All-Star games. It's just, what have you done for us lately? And he really has been floundering ever since really the All-Star voting has really opened. He's really just floundered ever since then. Unfortunately, not him himself has floundered his stats, but his team overall in not winning game and not closing out games and not elevating the play around you. And that all needs to be taken into consideration, in my opinion, when we vote for All-Stars. Are you improving the play of your team? Are you winning games? Because if you're not, then you're just putting up stats, and I don't care about that. I want to see y'all win. Let's win some games here. I don't care how y'all do it, but win some games. So I can understand snubbing Trey Young a little bit. We ended up snubbing him ourselves. We had to swap him out kind of last second because of how poorly the Hawks have been kind of competing in games lately. And then we just get this one here again. So I do understand the Trey Young snub of an All-Star. Truly unfortunate. You have to beat the Cavs. You cannot lose against the Cavs. The Hawks did it. Maybe get DeMarcus Cousins to the Hawks. Get this man to the Hawks because they need something else, man. They need something else besides Trey Young and Clint Capela. But very well done to Lamar Stevens of the Cavs for hitting the kind of game-winning shot. Alrighty, first game the only game in our moneymaker that did not hit. Here it is, Pistons Magic. They just faced a couple of days ago, and the Magic won, and now they play again in their kind of back-to-back series here, and the game kind of went exactly the same, besides they kind of flipped the score. I mean, 3 days ago, the Magic ended up winning 105-96. And now in this game, the Pistons win 105-93. So basically just flip-flopping the score here. We chose the Magic -3. We thought they would kind of put two games together, good, solid against the Pistons, but they lose here, and we lose the bet because of that. So super unfortunate. Magic just couldn't get it done. And Vucevic, y'all voted him an All-Star, and he can't even beat the Pistons by himself back-to-back games. All right. All right. Moving on. Nets Kings. We told y'all we swallowed the 6.5 by the Nets, and they win by 9. So bingo, bango there. The Nets still get it done against the Kings. We know the Kings are floundering here, that big floundering, and the Nets are obviously rising up big time. So Once again, a great game by the Nets. They put up 127 points. Yeah, they gave up 118 points, but the Kings, they do have the ability to put up, 120 if they want to. They've got some decent players over there. So we're not falling for that Nets don't play defense narrative. I think that's kind of over. The media is still trying to make that a thing because everybody wants to, villainize the Nets. We don't really do that over here. But we're not falling for that trap that the Nets don't play defense. Does it really matter at the end of the day? The end of the game, the goal of the game is to put up more points than the other team. So let me score on offense, and they will outshoot and outscore literally every single team. So they don't need to play defense, even though they kind of do play defense. It's not like they don't play any defense at all. But the Nets win 127-118 over the Kings. Alrighty, Warriors and Knicks, and man, the Knicks have kind of been letting us down. We just put them in the top 10, and what are they on, like a 2-game losing streak now? Disrespecting us? This is truly disrespect by the Knicks, folks. If we put you in the top 10, you better be winning every single game from then on out, you understand me? Well, they only are on a 1-game losing streak, so, but still, can we start beating some teams consistently? Especially the Warriors, you have to beat the Warriors consistently. I mean, this Knicks team, we have to start beating the above-average teams a little bit consistently here. They lose against the Warriors 114-106. Yeah, Steph Curry had a great game. I want to see what happened on this Knicks bench, because this Knicks bench is really kind of a key reason why this Knicks team is good. This Knicks team doesn't have a true superstar. Yes, they got Julius Randle. He's not really a true superstar. He's an all-star, not a superstar quite yet. RJ Barrett, those are the two main people on the starters in the starting lineup, but they've got a real deep bench, and they've got some great kind of veteran presence on the bench, along with some new guys, some newbies out there that can definitely hit some nice shots consistently, but they need to all start playing well together, the starters and the bench, and we've seen the bench kind of flounder a little bit these last couple games, so let's see what they did here against the Warriors, but definitely need, D-Rose, Taj Gibson, quickly, all of them to start stepping it off the bench, because Steph Curry never takes a night off, and he did not last night, and they ended up getting the win 114-106. Raptors, 76ers, this was kind of like the same thing that happened with the Pistons and the Magic. Same thing, 2 games back-to-back, Raptors over the 76ers. Raptors won the first meeting, couple days ago, and now the 76ers win this meeting against the Raptors, so splitting the series in the last couple of days here. 76ers win 109-102. Just unfortunate the Raptors couldn't beat them back-to-back. We still are believers in this Raptors team. We're not going to weigh this loss too heavy against the 76ers. You beat them once, it's going to be hard to kind of beat them, in a kind of a 3 or 4 game series and not kind of split 2-2. So very well done. They made it competitive, they made it close, so we are still kind of buying the Raptors still slightly, slowly but surely. We are still buying the Raptors, even though they lost against the 76ers last night. Alrighty, Celtics and Mavs, and it's Luka mother-loving Doncic, folks. It's Luka Doncic. Game-winning three-pointer, basically buzzer beater. There was 0.1 seconds left on the clock. That's a buzzer beater. You can't even shoot. You get no time to shoot at 1 second, 0.1 seconds. You need at least, 0.4 seconds for it to be an official shot. So they lost right there. I mean, you lose. Yes, you just have to play the last possession, but you literally cannot do anything with 0.1 seconds. They will wave off the shot every single time. So unfortunate there for the Celtics. They did play decent down the stretch, but Luka Doncic, folks, can we talk about how clutch he is last season in the bubble? Remember that huge clutch? Was it against the Clippers in that playoff series? Something like that, where he just went absolutely nuts and hit the game-winning buzzer beater. Did the same thing last night. Buzzer beater 3, tied at 107 for the win. The man is just absolutely filthy, folks. The man is just absolutely fantastic. So, we didn't vote him an all-star. Our 2 guards we voted were Chris Paul and Damian Lillard, but Doncic ends up getting the starting nod anyway. And man, oh man, last night, I'll give it to him just based off last night, honestly. Alrighty, Bucks beating the Timberwolves 139-112, so the new coach does not help the T-Wolves beat the Bucks here. Bucks put up a ton of points here, so I'm assuming everything went off without a hitch for them, so we'll get a little bit deeper into the stats and see if the threes were hitting. We obviously know Giannis had a great game, but I want to know how the 3-ball was hitting and who else was putting up the big old points. Was it Chris Middleton? Did Dante DiVincenzo have a great game? So we'll look a little bit deeper into the stats to see if we should be buying the Bucks a little bit more. Spoiler alert, alert, we aren't going to. I mean, it's the T-Wolves with a new head coach. Come on. So Bucks beating a team that they should beat. Finally they do that. Alrighty, Blazers and Nuggets, and we took this game as well. Blazers +6, and they lose by 5, but we hit it anyway, so very well done. We thought they would be at least competitive, and they definitely were. It was just the Nuggets in the fourth quarter, down the stretch. Jokic and Jamal Murray were just exchanging clutch bucket after clutch bucket. Jamal Murray would be like, all right, like the last 4 minutes, this is how all the offense for the Nuggets went. Jamal Murray would go over half court and be like, all right, I'll drive, and then he'd go and either shoot kind of a contested mid-range jumper or get to the basket and make it easily, or Jokic would be like, hang on, I'm going to drive now, and he'd drive to the basket and just absolutely dunk or, kind of get bodied a little bit, but he's so freaking good, or just have a hand right in his grill, folks. There was one play where Enes Kanter was literally like this on this man's face, just like this, and he ends up hitting the mid-range jumper over him. You cannot stop these players in the fourth quarter in clutch time. They always come out on top. It's absolutely fantastic. They're kind of one of the most consistently clutch players. Obviously not as clutch as Damian Lillard, but they're definitely in the top 10 of clutchest players consistently right now in this era. I would definitely put Jokic and Jamal Murray in the top 10 of that. So just going down clutch, very well done to the Nuggets, getting the win 111-106 over the Blazers. And then the last game of the night, the Clippers and the Wizards. And yes, obviously the Wizards aren't going to beat both LA teams back to back. They beat the Lakers because they were missing 2 of their big 3. The Clippers, I'm pretty sure all their starters played, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. So you're not going to beat that team, unfortunately. So the Wizards lose 135-116. We'll keep it track. Did Russell Westbrook put 2 games together with like 2 or less turnovers? We allowed this man 3 turnovers comfortably. We can excuse 3. 4 is kind of our point there. We will not allow any more than 4 turnovers on a nightly basis by Russell Westbrook. So hopefully we can get back-to-back games with him under 4 turnovers. He had like 2 turnovers his win against the Lakers. We'll see if he's able to kind of clean up that performance against the Clippers here. I doubt it if they lose by kind of double digits here. Alrighty, let's go a little bit deeper into the stats now. We'll go right back up to the top 2, Hawks and the Cavs. We'll start here with the Cavs because they got the game winner on their team. So let's start with them. Colin Sexton, 29 points, 5 assists on 56% shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. Not too shabby there by that man. Really starting to step it up a little bit more, and that's what the Cavs need. They kind of need to run their offense a little bit like what the Hawks are doing. Good point guard, great big, Colin Sexton, Jared Allen, Trae Young, Clint Capela, but you also need other pieces, and they do have some other pieces here that they can kind of have step up on a nightly basis and off the bench. So the Cavs are kind of in a little bit of a better position to do kind of what the Hawks are doing, but they need to have more consistent play from Colin Sexton first. So a pretty good night by him here. Jared Allen, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 45% shooting, 1 of 1 from 3. So not a bad night by him as well. We can always usually count on him. Dean Wade in the starting lineup, 5 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on 66% shooting, so not bad by him. Didn't play great defense, as we see a -14, and he was the worst minus on his squad. And a 1-point win really should not be -14 on the floor. And then Isaac Okoro, back in the starting lineup here, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on 50% shooting. So once again, not a bad night by him. And then Darius Garland at the starting guard position, playing 42 huge minutes, 17 points, and 8 assists with 2 steals and 2 rebounds. Didn't shoot the best, 36% on 19 shots, so definitely could have gotten that up a little bit more, but did just enough to get the win, so we'll give it to him. And then off the bench, this is what they can do. We see C.D. Osman back off the bench, or back on the bench. We saw him in the 3 for a couple of games, I think like 2 games. But he's back on the bench here, thriving a little bit. 11 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 20 minutes of play. He shot decently, 3 of 7 from 3. That's all he took. Just 7 shots from 3, hit 3 of them, so not terrible overall. And then what do we get? Also, Dylan Windler, 15 points and 5 rebounds off the bench on 83% shooting. Absolutely magnificent. The man went 5 of 5 from 3, and let's not leave out Lamar Stevens, who had the game-winning dunk, 8 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds off the bench in only 15 minutes of play. Shot 80% with his 8 points. Absolutely fantastic. Got the game winner. Great contribution off the bench. bench. And this Cavs team could be decent. They could be decent. They definitely need another superstar. If they get a true superstar on this team, the Cavs could be solid. They'd be solid. But they definitely need Colin Sexton to step up. They need another kind of big star on their team, and I think they'd be fine. But we'll see if they do anything at the trade deadline. We obviously know that they are going to be trading Andre Drummond, but we'll see when that happens and where he goes and what they get for him. Alrighty, and then the Hawks now. Trae Young, 28 points, 12 assists. We always see so many assists with this man, and I absolutely love it. Did not shoot the best. 1 of 7 from 3, not great. 9 of 27 overall, which is just 33%. I mean, you're taking 27 shots. Is a lot of shots. So definitely could be a little bit better, kind of distribute the ball a little bit more. Once again, kind of why we had to take Trae Young out of the All-Star games. 27 shots is just a little bit too much for him. Got to start getting other players involved a little bit more. Clint Capela, 12 points, 16 rebounds, 7 offensive boards. Ooh, Jarrett Allen versus Clint Capela. And it looks like kind of Clint Capela won it. He did kind of win the matchup a little bit, and that's kind of what we know. Jarrett Allen's more of an offensive big. He definitely needs to start to clean up his defense a little bit. Maybe we are a little too high on Jarrett Allen, but, we still like the man overall, and he's been on some trash teams, the Nets and the Cavs. The Nets without the big three. That's where he was, and then they get the big three, and then they trade him away. Truly unfortunate. So Clint Capela, great night by him. 12 points, 16 rebounds, 46% shooting. Definitely could be better, but still an overall great night at a plus 17 on the floor. What else do we get? Kevin Hueter, 22 big old points on 57% shooting, 4 of 8 from 3, 4 steals to go along with all that, and 3 rebounds. So Kevin Hueter, another kind of huge piece that needs to step up on a nightly basis. He's kind of their number 3 option here. Trae Young, Clint Capela, the 1 and 2. Kevin Hueter steps it up here. Great night by him. And then John Collins, 13 points, 3 rebounds on 83% shooting. And then Tony Snell, 11 points, 5 rebounds on 57% shooting, and 3 of 5 from 3. So, well done. I mean, the Hawks starters really kind of all got it done. Unfortunately, didn't have that kind of big bench contribution like the Cavs had, 2 players in double digits. And the Hawks just couldn't get anybody in double digits. They had Solomon Hill with 8 points and 4 rebounds on 66% shooting. Not bad. Danilo Gallinari, though, 5 points on 14% shooting, 1 of 4 from 3. He definitely needs to be kind of the main man off the bench. We see Rondo coming off the bench and not doing really kind of near as much as he did with the Lakers off the bench. Only 7 points and 3 rebounds and 1 assist on, he did only play 14 minutes, but he definitely needs to start doing a little bit more. He needs to start being kind of the main man off the bench, because Danilo Gallinari, he's just not being a consistent scorer off the bench, so they need something else. So Hawks, they could be good. They've got some decent foundation. You've got the star in Trae Young. You've got the big in Clint Capela, but you've got to get something else there. All right, let's move on to Magic and the Pistons. We'll start here with the Pistons. Why not? The game-winning team and the leading scorer was off the bench. Saban Lee, 21 points off the bench in 28 minutes on 72% shooting. Very, very well done. Mason Plumlee, what do we got? 7 points, 12 rebounds. Not bad by him. Dennis Smith Jr., 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist on 66% shooting. Just really nothing great here from the starters. Jeremy Grant, 17 points, but he shot 1 of 5 from 3, 40% overall. 6 assists, 7 rebounds, so overall not bad. Sadiq Bey, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Once again, didn't shoot well from 3, 28% and 40% overall from the field, but those were kind of the 2 best starters that played. Kind of decent off the bench. As we said, Saban Lee, the leading scorer off the bench with 21 points. And then they got Josh Jackson off the bench, 18 points and 7 rebounds. So we know this Pistons team, there's really nothing great by them. Jeremy Grant's their best player. Sadiq Bey is kind of rising up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, they've truly got nothing on this team. Not great. So the Magic losing against them is definitely not great. Vucevic, 20 points, the All-Star, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists on 40% shooting. Not terrible. Kind of terrible for a big, I guess. 2 of 8 from 3. A little off from his 3. Usually he's kind of solid. 25% is not terrible for him. But when you take 8, I guess it kind of is. Evan Fournier, 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds on 28% shooting. Michael Carter-Williams in the starting lineup here, 11 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds on 44% shooting. James Ennis III doing nothing with 4 points and 5 rebounds. Al-Farouq Amino, 3 points. Just kind of being a nice little 4 there. Just kind of getting the beef done down low. And then off the bench, Terrence Ross, 13 points, 8 rebounds. Jaylen Randle, 9 points off the bench. Not bad in 17 minutes. So just kind of 2 not great teams here. Not really understanding the Vucevic pick there as an all-star. Not really elevating any of the play around him. I mean, if you can't even work with Aaron Gordon, I mean, what are you going to work with? I mean, we see bigs that have great success. Anthony Davis can work with LeBron James. Clint Capela can work with Trae Young. Joker can work with Jamal Murray. Rudy Gobert can work perfectly with, Donovan Mitchell. So why can not Vucevic work with Aaron Gordon? So I guess he's been decent these last couple, probably 2 weeks here, but still probably would not have voted him an all-star. Alrighty, moving on to Nets and the Kings. Start here with the game-winning Kings team. And James Harden, 29 points, 14 assists, 11 rebounds on 40% shooting. Took a little bit more shots here because obviously no Kevin Durant, so he can step up his scoring output a little bit more. And it's just so funny that James Harden really outperforms Kyrie Irving every night, but Kyrie Irving is, the king here on this team in his mind. So truly funny here. He shoots better than James Harden shoots better than Kyrie Irving, more productive on the rebounding and assisting, putting up more points because he's shooting better, getting to the line more, facilitating more. It's just funny how Kyrie Irving, tries to be the number one, but he can never be a number one. Wherever he goes, he's always at least a number 2, trying to be the number one here, designating James Harden the point guard, which we all know, but he had to go out and say that to kind of clean up his own name a little bit and try to push the narrative that he's not a point guard, he's a true number one and all that nonsense. But we see it in, game out, James Harden is just better than him every single game. So James Harden, let's reiterate it one more time, 29 points, 14 assists, and 11 rebounds. It's just truly fantastic on 41% shooting. Kyrie Irving, 21 points. He did have 3 steals, so let's give him that. 7 assists, 5 rebounds on 36% shooting. They both took the same number of shots, 22 shots, and James Harden had a better shooting percentage. I don't make the stats, folks. I just read them. It's just James Harden is better than Kyrie Irving, which we know. It's just truly unfortunate that, once again, James Harden got snubbed of a starting role. He definitely should have been over Kyrie Irving in the starters for the Eastern All-Stars, and Kyrie Irving should have been a reserve, if that at all. So we see it on a nightly basis. Kyrie Irving is not fooling. He's not fooling me. He may be fooling y'all, but he's not fooling us over here at Takes by Fans. We know you're great. You're not a true number one. That's really it. That's really all I have to say about it. DeAndre Jordan, back in the starting lineup here, 10 points, 8 rebounds, not bad. Shot 80%, just doing what he's supposed to be doing out there, being the beef. Just being the beef. Joe Harris, I'm super impressed by Joe Harris. Hey, Danny Green, can y'all look at... Can you please understand what Joe Harris is doing at the 4? Just reliable from 3 with all these names on this team, and so many people can score and drop 35 whenever they want. Joe Harris is still finding ways to put up 18, 15, 20 points in these games. So super impressed by Joe Harris here for the Nets. Every other kind of role player 3, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, please learn from Joe Harris's game. You all need to start stepping up because you're on absolutely fantastic teams, but you guys kind of flounder a little bit in the most situations when they need you to step up the most. So Joe Harris never does that. Always steps up, knows that Kevin Durant is still not in the starting lineup because he is still kind of recovering. And he still puts up 18 points, 4 rebounds on 60% shooting, and 5 of 9 from 3. Very, very well done. And then Bruce Brown, look at this man, 29 points. He was tied with the leading scorer of the squad with James Harden with 29 points. Very well done on 84% shooting. The man had an absolutely fantastic game. So all the starters get it done for the Nets. They don't need any help from the bench. They got Tyler Johnson with 7 points and Landry Shamet with 6 points. So really nothing great off the bench. All the starters getting it done, and this Nets team, they don't even have Kevin Durant. How crazy. Alrighty, let's talk the Kings now. De'Aaron Fox doing what he's supposed to do. 27 points, 8 assists on 50% shooting, 5 of 8 from 3. Very well done. Buddy Hield, though, we see him struggling a little bit. 11 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. I'll give him that. But the 11 points on 33% shooting, he's got to be kind of the second leading scorer here. We saw that kind of earlier during their kind of magical run where they were rattling out. They were like 7-3, kind of like in a 10-game stretch at one point, competing and kind of beating kind of the middle of the road teams, a little bit above the above average teams. And, Buddy Hield was having a great stretch during that, but now he's back to kind of only 11 points. Not the greatest. Raquan Holmes down low, 18 points, 11 boards on 75% shooting. Very, very well done by him as well, and a -7 for him on the day on a multiple double-digit 9-point loss. So, -7 is not terrible. Marvin Bagley, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Once again, just kind of doing good at the number 4. And then Harrison Barnes, 18 points, 3 rebounds on 63% shooting. So really just Buddy Hield needs to start stepping it up more. They got great contribution from Tyrese Halliburton off the bench, their rookie, 23 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Holy moly, folks. So really the only person that really didn't step it up big was Buddy Hield. He needs to kind of be the second leading scorer of the squad. It's got to kind of go probably De'Aaron Fox, then Buddy Hield, then one of the other 3 here, Barnes, Bagley, or Holmes, doesn't matter. But yeah, definitely Buddy Hield. If he's going to play the 2, got to start putting up a little bit more points here. All right, let's move on to Knicks and the Warriors. Let's go here with the Knicks. We got to look at that bench, but let's start here with the starters. Julius Randle, leading scorer with 25 points, 7 assists, and 10 rebounds. Oh, he did not shoot well, 38%. So not the greatest there. He did hit 3 of 6 from 3, so that was all decent, just not overall field goal percentage. RJ Barrett, only 4 points. Holy moly, he even shot worse than Julius Randle did, 11%. Not the greatest. 10 rebounds along with that, and a -21. Oof. Yeah, pretty bad night here by the starters. Alfred Payton, 20 points, 4 assists on 42% shooting. Not terrible when everybody else wasn't doing that great. And Nerlens Noel, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Getting a little beat up by Kevin Looney in the starting position. Wiseman off the bench. They didn't even have great nights either. So, all right. All right, so we're back here with the Knicks. Their bench play, let's see. Derrick Rose, 16 points, 8 assists. All right, on 40% shooting. That's very, very well done. That's actually exactly where he needs to be. Maybe even a little bit better, honestly. Alec Burks, 8 points off the bench, 5 rebounds. Taj Gibson, 8 points, 11 rebounds off the bench in 24 minutes. That's fantastically well done. Emmanuel Quickley, only 3 points. 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Obi Toppin, 7 points, 2 rebounds. So overall, the bench didn't do that bad. It's just the starters really couldn't get it done. RJ Barrett with 4 points, Nerlens Noel with 8 points, Reggie Bullock with 7 points. So they definitely all could have stepped it up. But off the bench, this isn't bad. This is kind of what we kind of need to see. Everybody kind of decent scoring production out there. You got the kind of great performance by Derrick Rose with his 16, and then everybody else with like 8, 3, and 7. That's honestly not that bad. So really just the starters needed to step it up here. The bench, kind of a decent night there off the bench. Alrighty, in the Warriors, we see Kevin Looney back in the starting lineup. We see James Wiseman back on the bench. So fantastic there. They're kind of getting healthy now. So with all that kind of shuffling around, Draymond Green goes to the 3 and Andrew Wiggins goes to the 4. And Andrew Wiggins, wherever you plug him in, he will have good success. That's why we love this man so much. He's played the 3 a little bit. Has he even played the 2? Maybe not that much, but he's definitely kind of been around the 3 and the 4, interchangeable in those positions wherever Steve Kerr needs them, and he still gets it done. So super, super impressed by Andrew Wiggins. He definitely should have been an all-star in our opinion. So here we go. Kelly Oubre Jr. at the 1, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists on 44% shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. Definitely need him to be a little bit of a better 3-point shooter. But overall, not too bad on the night. Steph Curry, 37 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 7 of 14 from the 3, 40% overall. But, putting up 37 points, being a plus 19, absolutely well done by him. Kevin Looney back in the starting lineup, only played 20 minutes, probably on minutes restrictions. 2 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a plus 17, so getting it done on the defensive end. Andrew Wiggins, 16 points, yes, sir, 5 5 rebounds, 1 of 6 from 3, so definitely could step up the 3-point shooting a little bit, but 46% overall, not too bad. So not a bad overall game for Andrew Wiggins there. And then Draymond Green at the 3 here, 7 points, 12 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 9 rebounds, complete game from Draymond Green. Didn't shoot the best, 1 of 4 from 3 and 30% or 33% overall from the field. But overall, I mean, a great performance by Draymond Green. The band is back together. The starting lineup is back together. They're finally all healthy, and we can definitely get behind that. And some decent contribution off the bench. Kent Bazemore, 9 points, and then James Wiseman, once again, in only 15 minutes off the bench, 14 points and 2 rebounds. So him getting a little bit healthy. The starting lineups are now healthy. Watch out for the Warriors. Now we can start buying them a little bit more. And maybe do we just switch out the Warriors for the Knicks here? I mean, this Warriors team, what's their win streak at? What are they streaking? What do we got? Now that they're all healthy, one win streak. We update the power rankings on Friday. Don't think they're going to be able to kind of get another game in before we kind of rearrange our power rankings. But maybe we put them in on Friday. We'll see how we feel. But the starting lineup is back. The starters are all healthy for the Warriors, so we can start looking at them a little bit more favorably. Alrighty, 76ers and Raptors. We are kind of going a little late here and still got a lot more games to go. Let's go over these a little bit more quickly here, but not too quickly that we miss anything. So here we go. 76ers beating the Raptors. We'll start with them. Ben Simmons, 15 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. Absolutely fantastic. Furkan Korkmaz, who do we see? Seth Curry did not go this game. So Furkan Korkmaz steps up in the starting lineup. I mean, look at this. 19 points and 7 rebounds on 45% shooting, 5 of 11 from 3. Fantastic. I'll take that from Korkmaz. Definitely better than kind of what Seth Curry's been doing a little bit on a nightly basis here. And he had great defense at a plus 12 there. So whenever he's on the floor, just getting it done. So maybe Korkmaz in the starting lineup, have Seth Curry come off the bench. That's a possibility right now of what we're seeing, of how well, I know it's only one game, but we'll see how it goes if Seth Curry's out for more games here. Joel Embiid doing what he does, 18 points, 12 rebounds, a little light. He did not shoot well at all, 23% for the game. Not great at all, but still able to do just enough to get it done. Tobias Harris led the team in scoring. You can count on this man so freaking much as kind of a true, I don't even know, do we call him a number 2 here? Is Ben Simmons the 2? Is Ben Simmons the 3? But either way, Tobias Harris always steps up. We see Joel Embiid not having the best night. And so Tobias Harris steps up, 23 points, led the team in scoring, 5 assists, 7 rebounds on 66% shooting, and 3 of 4 from 3. That is how you do it. Now we get to Danny Green. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. All that is pretty dang decent. Not great, but decent there. And then when we look at his shooting, just 3 of 9 from 3. He only took threes here, 9 threes, hit 3 of them. That's all his shooting was. And is that good? 33% on 9? Hitting 1/3 of your shots? It's not bad. It's what they needed him to do. He's kind of the 4th option here in the starting lineup, even with Korkmaz in his first start here. So I guess we'll give it to Danny Green there. Not bad. Least scorer in the starting lineup with 11 points. He's the 5th option. So it's not bad for a 5th option. I'll give him that. All right, off the bench, we get Shake Milton, 11 points. Very well done. And Matisse Thybulle, 7 points, 3 rebounds. Once again, not bad in only 15 minutes of play. But 76ers just doing just enough to get the win. Now let's see what happened with the Raptors, who did not step up for this team. Fred VanVleet, 12 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. That's all well done. Did not shoot well, though, 28% from the field. Definitely could have stepped that up a little bit. Norman Powell, leading scorer for the squad. He's been absolutely killing it here on this big old Raptor stretch they're on. 24 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 47% shooting, 2 of 9 from 3. Definitely could have been a lot better there. Pascal Siakam is still at the 5 here, 22 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. This man is thriving at the 5. Love seeing that. DeAndre Bembry, 4 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, just kind of being a nice defensive piece. And then OG Anunoby, 10 points at the three position. So 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 2 of 7 from 3. So the 3-point shooting was very, very lackluster here for this Raptors team, we see the 76ers hit 17 while the Raptors only hit 11 on 29%, where the 76ers were shooting the three at 44%. So the threes, big factor here, and that's kind of what we see when the Raptors lose. All the starters usually do decent, but the three-point shooting is very, very lackluster on their losses, and we see here again. All right, let's keep moving on here. Celtics and the Mavericks. Let's start here with the Mavericks, who hit the game-winning three, basically buzzer beater. Luka, Mother, Levine, Doncic, 31 points, 8 assists, 10 rebounds. This man is so freaking great. And 75% from the three, 6 of 8. So very well done there. We see no Kristaps Porzingis, so Dwight Powell fits in for him at the 5. 4 points, 2 rebounds, and only 10 minutes of play. So, yeah, you can take that as what you want. I think did he exit the game early? Did he get injured in this game? Either way, he only played 10 minutes, so not great there. Dorian Finney-Smith, no points, 0-5 from the field, and man, they just need that second person to step up. I mean, usually it's Porzingis that will get you the points, but Dorian Finney-Smith scoring 0 here. Tim Hardaway Jr., 14 points off the bench, not too shabby by him. Jalen Brunson, 22 points off the bench, very, very well done. 5 of 7 from 3, 54% overall. And then Boban Marjanovic, absolutely wonderful job by him off the bench. 10 points, 8 rebounds on 71% shooting and only 13 minutes of play. So very well done. Luka steps up. Nobody else really steps up in the starting rotation besides some players off the bench. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. The Mavericks, Luka's good, but everybody else, nobody else steps up consistently on this team. All right, we go to the Celtics now. Kemba Walker, 21 points on 42% shooting, 4 of 11 from 3. He needs to stop taking all these threes. He's not that great of a three-point shooter. Those threes should be given to Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. Stop taking all these threes, Kemba Walker. But 21 points, not terrible by him. 3 assists, 4 rebounds on 42% shooting. Not a terrible night. Jaylen Brown, 29 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds on 60% shooting, 2 of 8 from the 3. So just basically missing all the threes. Everything else was pretty much cash. We see Daniel Tice and Tristan Thompson both still in the starting lineup at the 4 and 5 respectively. Tristan Thompson, 8 points, 10 rebounds. Daniel Tice, 2 points, 3 rebounds on 25% shooting. He's not even that great of a defender out there either, just kind of a nothing. And then Jason Tatum, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on 43% shooting. So we know, obviously, the main two get it done. Kemba Walker, decent, but nobody else steps it up. Nobody else from the bench, nobody from the bigs, nobody steps it up. So that's why the Celtics, they just need somebody. They definitely need Marcus Smart back, and they definitely need somebody else, but Celtics lose another game here. Alrighty, Bucks and the T-Wolves. We'll go through this quickly because it was kind of a slaughter. While the 3 points were all falling, as we see 23 pointers made by the Bucks on 47% shooting. Absolutely magnificent there. So Giannis, 37 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 of 3 from 3, 10 of 13 from the free throw line. So very well done by him, cutting down the threes, getting it done at the free throw line, getting it done from the field. So great night by Giannis. Chris Middleton, 3 of 6 from 3, 15 points, 7 rebounds. Brooke Lopez, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 of 5 from 3. Dante DiVincenzo, 13 points, 3 of 6 from 3, 5 rebounds and 5 assists by that man. DJ Augustine, 10 points, 2 of 4 from 3. Brian Forbes off the bench, holy moly, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on 5 of 9 from 3, 61% shooting overall. Bobby Portis getting it done off the bench, 14 points, 2 of 4 from 3. So very well done. Everybody just hitting. Great production from the starters. Giannis going ham. Everybody else following up with decent shooting percentages. And great contributions off the bench with 23 by Brian Forbes and 14 by Bobby Portis. So Bucks are able to kind of shoot it, get it done. And we've seen some big old stretches like this by the Bucks that can kind of go on a roll of nice shooting performances. I mean, they put up 140 points, folks. Very well done. Alrighty, the T-Wolves now. We know Karl Anthony Towns gets it done. 26 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds on 52% shooting. Did not shoot great from 3, 1 of 6. Anthony Edwards still needs to start stepping it up here. Oh, man. The rookie here, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists on 23% shooting, 3 of 8 from 3. So he definitely needs to start stepping it up. And until he does, they're not going to be winning any games. Now, we do get a nice step up here by Malik Beasley, 26 points and 4 assists on 62% shooting. And Jaylen Noel off the bench, 13 points and 4 rebounds. But until Anthony Edwards starts to do big things here, they're not going to win really any games. Alrighty, Blazers and Nuggets here. Let's start with the Nuggets. No, Jokic, absolutely magnificent. 41 huge points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 53% shooting. The man took 32 shots, and who can blame him when he's putting up 41 big old points there and getting it done in crunch time in the fourth quarter. Jamal Murray, 24 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, fantastic. 38% from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, but he was clutch down the stretch, so we'll give him kind of a little bit of a pass on the poor performance of the shooting. And then Michael Porter Jr., all right, figuring out a little bit. He moves to the 4 here. 12 points, 10 rebounds on 44% shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, so not bad, especially when Jokic is going for 41, but him getting moved to the 4, we'll see if that stays. Will Barton goes to the 3 there. 9 points, 7 rebounds on 36% shooting, not better than what Michael Porter Jr. was doing. And then Facundo Campazzo, he only hit 1 3 all game, 3 points off the bench. Zeke Nnaji, 10 points off the bench. So really just Jokic and Murray getting it done, and that is kind of classic. That's really every single Nuggets game. And then maybe you get Michael Porter Jr. stepping up, maybe you don't. It's kind of 50-50. Alrighty, let's go to the Blazers now. Damian Lillard, 25 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds on 4 of 11 from 3, and 42% from the field overall, so not a bad night by him. Gary Trent Jr. adding 18 points and 2 rebounds on 43% shooting. Once again, kind of 4 of 11 from 3, exactly like Damian Lillard. Enes Kanter, 16 points, 14 rebounds, just kind of trying to do enough. I mean, he's got a tough night guarding Jokic down low, so he kind of made the most of it. 16 points, 14 rebounds, and only -3 overall, so not bad overall. Just, you kind of lose a close game, unfortunately. All right, Derrick Jones Jr., this is what we're talking about. An absolutely huge step-up game by him. 18 points and 5 rebounds on 77% shooting. He also had 3 blocks and no turnovers. So, once again, a huge, great game from Derrick Jones Jr. He steps up absolutely big. A little bit of a lackluster night by Gary Trent Jr., kind of getting beat up all over the place by Jokic, trying to match that output any way they can by collective scoring here since he put up 41 points. So Derrick Jones Jr., great shooting night, put up the points, kind of great defensive. He was a +7. Yeah, that was the best on the squad besides, Anthony Simmons only playing 13 minutes off the bench. So very, very well done to Derrick Jones Jr. Want to see this man continue to kind of have this success that he had in this game. Alrighty, off the bench, Carmelo Anthony putting up 24 points on 52% shooting and 3 of 7 from 3. Very well done. If Anthony Simmons stepped it up a little bit off the bench, only putting up 3 points, maybe they get the win a little bit. Maybe if Robert Covington steps up at the starting position with only 0 points, he did have 7 rebounds, but 0 5 from the field, so could have contributed a little bit more points. Close loss here by the Blazers, and they're still getting it done without freaking McCollum and Nurkic. So as soon as they're back, still, once again, watch out for the Blazers. They'll be fine. And then the last game of the night, we'll start here with the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George getting it done. Kawhi Leonard, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists on 65% shooting. Fantastic. Paul George, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists on 64% shooting. So all that rest, and they're ready to rock. So rest equals great performances, and that's exactly what they did. Serge Ibaka, 6 points, 6 rebounds, really can't contribute too much. I mean, there's 62 points to be had between the starters. I mean, where are these points coming from? They came off the bench as well, and holy moly, they got great performances off the bench. What a great overall game. Reggie Jackson, 17 points off the bench. Terrence Mann, 12 points off the bench. Marcus Morris, 11 points off the bench. Zubac off the bench, 12 points and 12 rebounds. I mean, that will get it done all game. 60 points between 2 starters and 40 points between 4 bench players. That will get it done. I will guarantee you. You will win every single game like this. So classic rested Clippers doing classic rested Clippers things, folks. Alrighty, the Wizards now. We got to start with our man, Russell Westbrook. Under 4 turnovers. Well, let's have a look. 20 points, 3 turnovers. Yes, sir. Woo! Russell Westbrook stringing along 2 games of only like 3 or 2 turnovers. We can definitely get behind that. Unfortunately, it's still a loss, but hey, he's kind of maybe controlling himself a little bit. So 20 points, only 3 turnovers, 10 assists, 9 rebounds on 50% shooting, and only 0 of 1 from 3. So Russell Westbrook, you can still get the triple-doubles without still turning the ball over a lot and jacking up all those threes. So maybe he turns it around now. Bradley Beal, 28 points, 10 assists, very well done, 50% overall. Moritz Wagner at the 5, 21 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, very well done. Rui Hachimura, 10 points, 9 rebounds. Really, wow, all these starters really had a great night. Garrison Matthews, 8 points, and he shot 100%. He only took 3 shots, hit them all, and he put up 8 points. So not bad in 18 minutes at the 3. Alrighty, off the bench is where the Clippers and the Wizards differ here. Raul Neto was the only person in double-digit scoring off the bench with 11 points, and that is why they lose the game. So, unfortunately, Clippers are a little bit deeper than the Wizards, which obviously we know, and the Wizards lose because of that. But well done. Definitely well done by Russell Westbrook. I'm all about giving Russell Westbrook his praise, y'all. Don't get that mistaken. Alrighty, let's see what's on tap tonight in the NBA, and we'll do our moneymaker. Here we go. Prime time, nationally televised games. Warriors-Pacers at 7:30. We get to see Steph Curry in action, and I think we might get some points with the Warriors here on a back-to-back against the Pacers. We'll take the Warriors. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to rock, so let's take them possibly in our moneymaker. But that's the game on ESPN tonight at 7:30. We get Celtics and Hawks. Celtics on a back-to-back. Hawks on a back-to-back. Let's see who is able to kind of get a win off of, very, very heartbreaking losses. Hawks lose by 1. Celtics lose by a buzzer beater 3 by Doncic. So both have some extra motivation here. Rockets, Cavs, Raptors, Heat. That should be a great game. Raptors, Heat. Both kind of emerging teams trying to get back on track. Yes, sir. Timberwolves, Bulls, Pistons, Pelicans, Spurs, Thunder, Hornets, Suns, Lakers, Jazz. Oh, boy, and that's the 10 o'clock game on ESPN. Lakers, Jazz should be a good one as long as LeBron James is playing. But, we'll obviously have to swallow some points with the Jazz since we know, obviously, no AD. Maybe Schroeder comes up this game. We'll see. We'll have to check it. Alrighty, let's go to our moneymaker today. Once again, last night, 2 of 3 in our picks, and we're only missing 1. And folks, what we're going to do today, we are taking every single game here. We're going to pick every single game. We're going to pick every single game because we're going to prove that it doesn't matter how many games we take, we'll only miss 1. We can take all these games and we'll only miss 1. I'm going to prove it right here. So we're taking all the games tonight. Here we go. Let's get our app open. That gives us up-to-date information on who's in and who's out on today's game so we can make the right decision. So here we go. Starting off at Warriors and Pacers. As long as everybody's good with the Warriors, I'm taking them +2. Warriors +2. Pacers -2. Cannot trust this Pacers team yet. And this Warriors team, the way that they played last night, everybody in the starting lineup, and everybody is still good to go. So we will be taking Warriors +2 tonight, even though they're on a back-to-back. We can't trust the Pacers. And the Pacers, how are they going to guard Kevin Looney and Wiseman off the bench? They don't got a great big themselves. So Warriors +2, we're taking them. Celtics, Hawks. Ooh, once again a low spread. Celtics -2, Hawks +2. Let's see if everybody's good to go for both of these squads. Everybody's good to go for the Celtics. Obviously, no Marcus Smart, but we know that. And for the Hawks, we got kind of the same thing. Cam Reddish, game time decision. John Collins, game time decision. Bogdanovich is out, and that's kind of going to be a main factor. So we're going to take the Celtics here. I think the Celtics are a little bit deeper, even though they're not deep. This Hawks team is definitely not deep. I'm going to take Tristan. I'm going to take Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kemba Walker over Clint Capela and Trey Young. So we're going to swallow the 2 there for the Celtics. Rockets, Cavs. Rockets -3.5, Cavs +3.5. And the way that the Cavs played last night, pretty good. Let's see if everybody's good to go here for the Rockets. Eric Gordon, game time decision. Victor Oladipo, game time decision. PJ Tucker, game time decision. And Christian Wood is still out. So John Wall is playing, so we know probably Victor Oladipo, being a game time decision, will not play. They got rid of, DeMarcus Cousins. They are looking to tank. And we get 3 points with the Cavs, who have really everybody good to go. go. So, yeah, let's take the 3 here with the Cavs. Cannot trust this Rockets team ever, ever, ever. Alrighty, Timberwolves and Bulls. What do we get here? Timberwolves +4, Bulls -4. Everybody good to go for these squads. Let's double check. D'Angelo Russell is still out, unfortunately, and everybody is kind of good to go for the Bulls. So, man, oh man, do we trust the streaking Bulls here, or do we take the Timberwolves +4? We're going to go the Bulls here, -4 points. Timberwolves, I mean, they don't have their coach, and they got to start having Anthony Edwards step up. So until they do that, we're going to stick with the Bulls, -4. Pistons, Pelicans -9.5. Pistons +9.5. Woof. Pistons beating the Magic last night. Everybody good to go for the Pistons. Pelicans, Steven Adams is a game time decision, but I think we're going to swallow the 9.5 here. Don't like the Pistons too much. We'll swallow the 9.5. Pistons on a back-to-back, probably flounder. Pelicans a little well-rested, probably get it done. Zion just got named an All-Star. I'm sure he's going to go hog wild on him. So we'll swallow the 9.5 for the Pelicans. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. Ugh. That might be the one that gets us. That may be the one that gets us there. Man, Pistons. Do we take them +9.5? It's just a lot of points. I think that obviously the Pelicans win, but 9's a lot to swallow. But we'll still swallow it. Sometimes you gotta swallow points, and we'll swallow them here. Alrighty, Raptors and the Heat. All right, let's see if everybody's good to go. Let's see. We know both of these teams do have a couple of outs. Kyle Lowry is a game time decision. And Miami Heat, Goran Dragic is a game-time decision. Is this his first game back? Because if it is, we'll take it. Tyler Hero, game-time decision. And Avery Bradley is still out. So, woo, this is going to be a real close one. Man, oh, man, this is going to be a great game, folks. This is going to be real good. Heat. Oh, man, this is tough. Oof. We probably would have stayed away from this one if we weren't taking every single game here today. Damn, Goran Dragic, game-time decision. The way that the Raptors played last night, pretty decent against the 76ers. In the Heat, I mean, are they going to be able to figure out the rotation if Goran Dragic plays? Woof. Man, oh man. All right, we're going to take Heat. We're going to take the Heat -2. We're going to trust the Heat over the Raptors. Not ready to buy the Raptors. This is tough, but we got to swallow the 2 here for the Heat. If Goran Dragic has a chance to play, we got to take it. Alrighty, Spurs, Thunder. No real great spread here. Everybody good to go for the Spurs. Rudy Gay is out. DeMar DeRozan's out. Derek White is out. Oh, no. Woof. Yeah, I mean, that's 3 big outs there, so we got to take the Thunder. That's too many outs for the Spurs for us to take that. Hornets, Suns. All right. What do we get here? Everybody good to go? Gordon Hayward, game time decision. Not great. Abdel Nader, game time decision for the Suns. I mean, the Suns have been absolutely killing it recently. I mean, DeAndre Ayton's going to eat Cody Zeller, folks. And as long as everybody's good to go, Suns, Devin Booker just got snubbed of an all-star vote, so we'll take the -10 for the Suns. And then the last game, Lakers, Jazz. Damn, wow. Lakers +9.5, or just +9. That's absolutely wild value there. LeBron James, game time decision. Markieff Morris, game time decision. Anthony Davis out. Dennis Schroeder out. Kyle Kuzma, game time decision. So, yes, we have to take the Jazz -9. Let's make sure. I didn't even see who's out for the Jazz, but I mean, without the two of the 3 big 3 there, and everybody's going to go for the Jazz. So there it is, folks. We're going to take all these picks. We're going to take all these games because I'm telling you, we will only miss on one. So here we go to recap. Warriors +2, Celtics -2, Cavs +3.5, Bulls -4. Pelicans -9.5, Heat -2, Thunder -1, Suns -10, Jazz -9. You put $100 on this, folks. You're winning $34,000. Woof! That's a pretty penny right there. That is how you make 34 grand, folks. Just take off one of these teams that you don't feel confident in, because I'm telling you, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 picks. We will hit 8 of 9. Obviously, we're trying to hit 9 of 9, but we only miss one. Whatever we take, we only miss one. So Bet $100 on it, win 34 grand, and have a great night. Alrighty, let's head over to our main topic of the day, which is our NFL draft prospect of the day. Counting down up until the NFL draft. We are on day 10 of our 73-day countdown. And today's draft prospect is quarterback Trey Lance from North Dakota State, folks. North Dakota State, the college that Carson Wentz came from. So they've got a little bit of history there with decent quarterbacks. Serviceable quarterback. So here we go. Trey Lance. He's 6'4", 220, so not as big as Cam Newton. Obviously, Cam Newton's 6'5", 250, but this man's 6'4", 226, not bad there at quarterback. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, is his stats and how little he has played. So he's played in 2018, but he only played one snap. He threw one time, so can't even take anything away from that. So his sophomore season, his one season that made him famous, 2019, let's round it up, 67% completion percentage, absolutely fantastic. 2,786 yards, once again fantastic. 28 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Can you believe that? 0 turnovers. I love it. Yes, sir. And not only is he a great passer, he's a dual threat, folks. So he threw for 2,700 yards, and he ran for 1,100 rushing yards, along with 14 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, folks, we're talking about 38, 42 touchdowns in total with 0 picks. Once again, like we say, it's hard to get definitive fumbling numbers. We can't really get them here, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to say 0, I guess. 0 turnovers. So absolutely magnificent. Put him on the map. And now he didn't even play in the 2020 season because North Dakota State didn't even play. But they did play one game. And in 2020, he played one game because that's all they played was one game there. And it wasn't great. They get the win, 39-28. But look at this, 50% completion percentage. He threw his first interception. Not great. What have you done for us lately? And rushing the ball was still fine. 143 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, a very, very fantastic 2019 season. Didn't play in 2020. Threw an interception in 2020. Never great. Playing at North Dakota State, not a big name. So what do we make of that? Let's go a little bit deeper into their game logs. What is he looking like? Anything big? He barely ever throws a lot. He doesn't really throw a lot here. His most was 31, then a couple of 20s, a couple of teens. We got an 11, an 18, a 14, a 9 passing game, not completions, attempts, folks. 9 attempts, 16, 10. So let's go a little bit deeper into kind of their bowl game. Don't know if this is officially their bowl game, but their last game in 2019, they went undefeated. They won all their games, so that's another huge thing for Trey Lance, winning every single game he played. He won all the games, 16-0 in 2019. Played one game in 2020, still won it, just threw a pick, unfortunately. But we got to go to their official website because, I mean, North Dakota State is such a trash school that Sports Reference doesn't even keep tabs on them. You can't even click on their name to kind of see what they've been doing. So we have to get game logs from the official Go Bison North Dakota State University website. So his bowl game, which I'm assuming is his bowl game. You get about 3 weeks to prepare for that, and it came in January. So in his bowl game, he had 60% completion percentage, 6 completions at 10 attempts, only 72 yards, no touchdowns, but he ran for 166 yards on 30 attempts. Oh my goodness, for 1 touchdown. So able to get it done in kind of his bowl game, his last kind of big game in 2019. Stats are great for 1 year. Second year, can't really see him improve and get better. So we'll have to all rely on the highlights, and that's why I'm so excited because, I mean, these stats are looking real nice, folks. So we must get some nice explosive highlights here. So we get the nice highlight package, and then we do have every single run and throw from 2020. That one game that he played, the only one game that North Dakota State played all season, we've got every single run and throw by Trey Lance here, so we can break him down a little bit more. Let's see that 50% completion percentage. I want to see those misses, so we'll get it all here in the tape. Yes, he had a great 2019 season. Couldn't see him in 2020. In the one game that we saw, he did throw a pick, so we'll have to watch it all in totality. But, I mean, experts are saying that this man could potentially be a little bit high on the big board, so we'll see. Alrighty, let's start breaking this man down. We got some highlights. Let's start here. His 2019 highlights. And then we'll look at the 2020 game film. So here we go. Highlights of Trey Lance, quarterback for North Dakota State. And he's going to take off, read option, and run right up the middle. Yes, sir. About a 35-yard touchdown run, just going right up the middle. Decent speed there. Alrighty, and now he's going to air it out all the way. Oh, there it is. Absolutely. Yo, this is a fantastic ball. Let's count the yards. Throwing it from the 45-yard line. Getting it all the way down to the goal line? Yes, that's a 55-yard bomb. That is absolutely on the money. You cannot throw a better ball than that. There is no chance for the defender to come over the top, make a pick, break up the ball. This is just right in the breadbasket. Absolutely well thrown. Holy cow. And that's 55 yards, folks, so let's keep that up. Let's see if he can go deeper than that. Nice job there. That's wide open in the back of the end zone. It's just wide open. Still give him credit for it. All right, back at the 30-yard line, going deep, and whoa, another great ball here. Had to get it over this last defender right at the end and put enough air under it, put enough height under the ball to get it over that defender. So a great kind of accuracy on where to place the ball we're seeing so far. Fantastic work. All right, design quarterback run. Here he goes. Oh, he wants the smoke, folk. Look at him kind of switch the ball into his left hand, the outside hand, and then he goes and lowers his shoulder on this hit. He wants the smoke, folks. Woof. All righty. Not a big fan of, quarterbacks trucking players. I get it. It's fun. It's exciting. I get it. You want to leave your stamp and leave your mark and not be a little bit of a puss and go out of bounds. I get all of that. Here he is, kind of extending the play outside to the right, buying all the time, keeping his eyes down the field, getting chased, turns his body wide open back of the end zone. So not bad there. Just the speed. We're not seeing any killer speed so far. No killer speed. He is running good. He is a big runner. Look at this. I mean, able to get outside to the edge, and then he's able to beat everybody. Maybe this is some good speed. I don't know how good they are there at Butler College. I know they're a good basketball school. I know they're definitely not known for their football program. So I don't know how fast those Butler people are looking. But he was able to hit the corner on him. Alrighty, this is a 50-yard bomb, 45-yard bomb right on the money, a little underthrown. You see, the receiver have to kind of slow down a little bit, but he's throwing it all the way from the right hash all the way to the left sideline, 55 yards down the field. That's a big old throw, yo. This man's got a huge arm. Cannon. We got to bring out the word cannon, the first cannon arm we've seen all season. Cannon arm. We're going to max out at 55 until we see a 60-yarder, so we'll keep it at 55 in our notes for right now. Alrighty, stepping up into the pocket, and then he decides to take off with it. Stays in bounds, tiptoes the sideline, picks up an extra 7-8 yards on that. Not bad there. Alrighty, in the red zone. Let's see him not make a mistake here. And once again, the read option, and then it's just wide open. Great blocking. I mean, he doesn't even get touched. Right up the middle. Does not get touched. This man loves running up the middle. They got some great blockers there at North Dakota State. Maybe start drafting some of these linemen out here. I mean, look at this, folks. Look at this poor defense. I mean, half of these linemen don't even have anybody to block. All four of them went to one guy, the middle linebacker here, chased him out, and all those other blockers are not even touching anybody. Look at him. They all Yo, they literally all go to this one middle linebacker. This is so funny. They all go to him. I mean, it's a great read. That's exactly who you have to move out of the way, but there's nobody else for anybody else to block, and he's just right up free up the middle. Very well done. Very well done. Alrighty, at the 45-yard line, another read option. He keeps it. Great blocking there at the wide receiver position. It's not solid speed. It's good. It's solid speed. It's not anything great. I don't think it's Lamar Jackson speed. Maybe Kyler Murray. Oh, and he's got the fakes on him. Ooh, yes, sir. I'm going to run, step back, and just pick and pop. Yes, sir. There it is. 5-yard pass. Wide open. Great read there by him. I think this may be designed. Is this designed? Must be designed. But either way, I mean, it's fantastically well done. Woof. Biting on the run fake and then just popping it right over him. Fantastic work. All right. Alrighty, from the 35-yard line, 40. He's going to decide to pass it wide open. Alrighty. And then that tight end, this number 87, is he the one catching all the passes here? Should we be looking at number 87? Alrighty, once again, he's going to run it, bounces it out to the outside, able to beat number 26 to the corner for the touchdown. So the man is definitely a dual threat. I mean, hands down. We knew that by the stats, but definitely by the tape too. Oh my God, a bomb here. Woof, we've got to count the yards. Is he going to launch this from the 20? From about the 21, we'll count it 20, 30 to the 50, all the way down to the 30 on the other side. That's about a 50-yard pop right there. Yes, sir. Now in the red zone, in the green zone from the 5-yard line, keeping his eyes down the field. And once again, is this 87 again? Turn around. 82. All right. Maybe it was 82 the first time. We'll keep an eye on some numbers here. All right, backing up, running to the right, end zone. 87 is back on it. 87 and 82. These are some good old tight ends. We got to keep these names up because we might be looking at them a little bit later. Number 87. Definitely. Maybe number 82 as well. Let's see if they're draft eligible because they're getting it done here. All right, back to Trey Lance here in the highlights. Not even escaping, just keeping his eyes downfield. Like, he likes to run, but he does keep his eyes down the field. He could have taken off with that. He could have challenged this linebacker here. Go and beat that man, that defensive end that dropped back into coverage. Yeah, go beat that man one-on-one to the edge. So he keeps his eyes down the field. The accuracy is good right on the sideline. None of these throws are too highly contested. All these are, kind of wide open of the passes he's making. But, hey, we're not going to knock you for what you're doing. You're playing against the competition you're playing against. Obviously, we want to see you against better competition. But we don't have that, unfortunately, so we can't speak on it. But here we go. He's just going to kind of design quarterback run to the right here. Gets brought down. Once again, wants to take the hit. Stays on his feet a little bit too long. That's not going to translate too well in the NFL. That got RG3 out of the league, really. All right, play action pass. He's going to decide to keep it. Oh, the man is a tank. He got stopped right there at the 1-yard line. Everybody thought he was down, but none of his body touched the ground. So he just runs into a brick wall, able to kind of stay on his feet and go for that extra yard. Yes, sir. Flex on him. Woo! And that gets the entire team hype. Oh, we get another highlight right here. Oh, slow down. Yes, sir. Stays on his feet. Woo! All righty. Yes, sir. A true warrior, a true competitor. So I'm about it. All righty. Here we go. He's going to go deep again. Pretty good. Over the middle. Wide open. Not wide open, but decently open there. Not too tight to squeeze the ball in there, but he's able to hit him over the middle. So well done. Probably the most contested catch of the day of the highlights that we've seen. Alrighty, speed option to the left. I mean, he's a true dual threat, folks. You have to play his legs. You must respect his arm. This is tough, man. I don't know. Is he going to be able to translate this into the league? I mean, Lamar Jackson's having a little trouble maintaining, sustaining success, winning games by this. I don't know. Alrighty, great throw here. Running out. Didn't really even set his feet, throwing off of his back foot. And, it's a little underthrown but the wide receiver's so wide open that it doesn't really matter. Still able to get there. Still got the touchdown. So why does it matter in the end? Very well done. Oh, yeah, look at this. Looking at, kind of this out route here by the running back the entire time. Flips his eyes down to the middle of the field, lets it go. And that's a completion right there. Very well done. Looking players off with your eyes. That's what you have to do in this league, and this man just did it right there, so well done. Alrighty, on the 8-yard line. Right, I mean, this man is wide open. Is this 8? Oh, this is number 82. 82, 87. I mean, they find the back of the end zone. They find the soft spot of that end zone every single time. Every time. He's going deep again. Yes, sir. Wide open. What is up with these defenses? Just absolutely taking the top off the defenses every single time. This one's going to be a 45-yard bomb. 45 yards, throwing it from the 45-yard line, getting it all the way down to the goal line. So, I mean, the man's got the arm. The man's got some decent speed with him. Here we go. Oh, literally the back of the end zone. Perfect placement, giving your receiver a chance here, and the man just makes a beautiful grab. Now we're starting to talk here. Some contested, very decently covered throws that he's making. Love seeing that. Throwing all the way back, 87, wide open, 87. Let's watch. Can we watch this man's route? Is this man on the line? Is this man a tight end? I think he is. He's built like a tight end. Where is he? 87. No, he just goes deep. I think. Might be a wide receiver. Whatever he is, the man is wide open. They cannot guard this man. Woof. Yeah, sir. I might be a little bit more impressed with 87 just being wide open, running these perfect routes, finding the soft spots of the zone. Love it. All right, design quarterback run here, and he's able to take it in. I mean, this man, how's his speed looking? I wish it was like, obviously like in the ACC, SEC, something like that, so we can kind of gauge his quickness, because I don't know how fast these players are, and I don't even know what conference this is. Oof. All right. Alrighty, taking off once again. I mean, you can't arm tackle this man. You cannot arm tackle this man. He will escape that. We get this one more time. I mean, this broken tackle right here is really great. Yes, sir. He doesn't fumble, though, either. We didn't see any fumble numbers, which is great. Although they are kind of hard to find. Yes, sir. I mean, this man is really kind of good at kind of flipping his hips a little bit on the run, throwing on the run. Pretty good here. All right, let's go forward to this next play. Keeps it himself. Stays on his feet. Gets kind of carried into the end zone by his own man. 82. Is that 82 again? Oh, I'm loving 82, 87. Yes, sir. They get it done. I love it. Woof. 82, 87, and what is this man's number? Number 2? Something like that. Whatever it is. I mean, these three players, these are the core here. 82, is that him? Back at it? Oh, that's number 11. Alrighty, here we go against South Dakota State here. They're ranked number 3. North Dakota State's ranked number 1, so this should be decent competition here. On the road, still getting it done. Love seeing that. There's 82 in the big spots. Yes, sir. Back of the end zone, corner of the end zone. And Trey Lance just puts it right on him. High throw away. Very well done. High pointing the ball. Go up and get it. Not bad. Everything looking covered, and when everything's covered, yes, sir. Woof. Able to kind of close the gap here. Those defenders are converging on him, able to squeeze by quickly. All right, escapes that one defender once again. 80. Oh, we get 81 now. We got 81, 87, 82. Oh, finding their way just in the soft spot of the end zone there. Woo! Well done. Alrighty. Let's go here. This is going to be a big old bomb. He's going to launch it from the 40 all the way down to about the 15-yard line. Very well done there. 45-yard, 50-yard bomb. Steps up. Alrighty. And just able to beat him to the end zone. So we're starting to see kind of the same things here. Here we go, another deep old bomb. This one's going to be about 45 yards. Throwing it from the 40, getting it about 5 yards deep in the end zone. 45 yards. Wide open number. Who was that? Is that another 80 number? Who is this? 80. Turn around. Let me see that number. Unfortunate. Don't see the number. We'll just assume it's a number 80. Alrighty, throwing it from the 50. Woo! 50 yards clean. This man, he'll get it done. Yes, sir. We'll watch this last one, and then we'll move on. Here we go. Run up the middle. All right, man. He's got the arm. He's got some decent speed. Nothing great. Not like anything to like write home about, but he is kind of beating everybody here. Let's watch this last one. Escaping defenders. And then he decides to take off. Taking some hits, though. He doesn't slide. Which that's not going to work too well in the NFL, I don't think. So that's probably the one knock that we have on him. Alrighty, so now let's watch his lone 2020 game. This was probably his worst game he ever played. He got a pick. He's got 50% completion percentage. So let's watch every throw and every run from his one game that he played this season. Just kind of see if he's good or not. So here we go. First pass. Alrighty, trying to hit him out, but this is good coverage now. So, all those highlights, everything was wide open. Decent coverage here. Defender right on him. And this is a tough throw to make. Let's watch the accuracy a little bit more here. Throwing it a little bit too high and outside. Maybe the defender got there a little bit. Hands on the ball by the receiver and just kind of tipped up. Alrighty, second play. Going deep, hit as he was throwing, and he overthrows him because of that. Unfortunate. Alrighty. The receiver just absolutely... Oh, man. Defender just all out slid on this man. Woof. And he just overthrows him attack because he was hit as he was thrown. So if you get pressure on him, a little inaccurate. Let's see if that's true for the rest of the highlights here. Alrighty. Once again, getting hit as he was throwing. Oh, and they say fumble. He fumbled it. Did not see him, goes to wind up, and that's a loose ball right there, recovered by the defense. All righty, not great. What are they saying? Catch? Is this a catch? Let's see. That's out of bounds. Little bit too much leading that wide receiver. That's got to be out right there. All right, rolling out to the right, dumps it off, and it's incomplete. Yeah, so I'm definitely glad we're watching this tape because this is inaccurate. If this is tight coverage, he's inaccurate, folks. If everything's not wide open, yeah, I think we might be off this man now. I know, it's only like 4 plays, but he's only got 1 season, so it's not like we see a lot here by this man. Once again, on the sideline. Little overthrow here. It's good that you give your receiver a chance here. Maybe we can see it a little better on here. They slow it down. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. That's a perfect pass. That's all on the receiver. That goes right through his hands. So we'll give him credit on that one. This ball gets batted up in the air by the lineman. We can watch this one again in slow motion, I guess. This one's just batted. Just a little bat. Nothing you could have really done on that one. Alrighty, here we go. What do we get here? Another run. All right, little hesitation. He tries to do too much. He's always looking to beat everybody. He takes that little hezzy step there to try to beat one defender, but there's somebody else crashing down right behind him in the pocket. Gets brought down. Not looking invincible here like he was in those highlight packages of last season, 2019. All right, throwing it from his end zone here. Gets it out. Oh, way off the mark here. This one should have been picked. He threw a pick in this game, and this wasn't even it. This should have been it. Defender wasn't really playing the ball, playing the receiver a little bit more. Wow, this man not looking great here. Swing pass out there. All right. Get his confidence up a little bit. Get some momentum working up a little bit. Rolling, throwing on the run, and once again a little throw. We saw him make some great throws on the run, but in kind of an entire game scenario, this is some of the throws we're going to see and just kind of potential at yards after the catch. Unfortunate that this guy cut out kind of, the downs and the distance and what the score is of the game. But we had to watch every single throw, so I thought that was a little bit more important on, down and distance and all that. But, this man could have went for a couple extra yards after the run if you put it right on the money. Maybe, 4 extra yards, he would have probably got to the 40, chased out of bounds, or he got tackled by that guy. But still, that's extra yards that you're just leaving on the table. Oh, but the number 80 connection is still there, folks. Don't worry. If there's a number 80 on your team in the NFL, you got to draft this man because he finds everybody in the 80s right here. Fantastic ball right there, wide open, middle of the end zone, puts enough on it. So nice, you got to see it twice. They play the replay right back to back. Very well done. Alrighty, tight coverage there. The ball is able to get there. It's caught, but he's tackled as soon as he caught it. All right, now he's starting to show off his legs a little bit right up the middle. Now he's got some confidence after that touchdown throw. Goes right up the middle. You can't bring him down just like that. He stays on his feet, man. That's real good. He does stay on his feet when he runs. Alrighty, loading up to go deep and overthrows. Alrighty, so he does have the ability to overthrow the ball. Luckily, it's not underthrown, but he is kind of wide open. A solid kind of, what do we got, 2 yards, maybe a yard, a step over the defender. You got to put that right on the money. He's going to run now. Gets the first down, it looks like, so well done. But once again, he is taking big hits. These are big hits. When you're running in the middle of the field, you better look to get your head taken off at any moment. We're going to assume these are his halftime stats right here. Anything say half? All right, so we're just going to assume halftime right here. Passing yards 44 on 41% completion percentage. 1 touchdown, no pick with 29 rushing yards. Like, this is what we're talking about. It's not all just great at that 2019 season. You can't just have a great season and all these great games. We know there's got to be some downside to you, and it's starting to look like this 2020 game here. It's unfortunate this is the only game that we saw from him this year, so it's got to be big hesitations to take this man. It definitely as a starter, too. Alrighty, right there, just kind of a nice little pass there. Nothing great, nothing special. 4-yard pickup. Alrighty, is he going to take off? No, decides to throw it. And, ooh, tight coverage here. Huge throw down the field. Let's count the yards on this one. Throwing it from about the 25-yard line, getting it all the way down to the 15. Oh, my God. That's like 60 yards, folks. Oh, my God. This is tight coverage. This is a kind of a 50-50 ball, maybe a little bit too much inside. Unfortunate. Kind of bailed out there. That wasn't a pick, maybe. He's back at it, getting pressured, trying to set up the screen. Couldn't get that to go. I mean, he's not playing in a great conference, so maybe this is kind of the best team he's ever faced, but still, the NFL is going to be better than whatever he's facing here. Once again, poor accuracy on this ball. You see the defender make a play on it. I think either knocks it away, potential for a pick as well, so yeah, all right. It's not, if you just looked at the highlights, he's looking good. If you just looked at his stats, he's looking good, but in this game right here, these are some big red flags you have to look out for. Alrighty. Runs up the middle and is able to get out on the other side and then take it all the way. I mean, this is what he could do. It's all great. I mean, his ceiling is absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but how long is he going to be able to sustain his level of running play in the league, his accuracy? How is that going to look? Because we saw 55% for this game. Big, strong run, though. Runs up the middle a lot. That's kind of a green and red flag, I guess. Alrighty, getting pressured here, flushed out of the pocket, trying to throw on the run, and the accuracy on the run is a little lackluster sometimes. Luckily, it was just kind of broken up. Now they bring the house, and that's a mistake because he can avoid the pressure, and then he rips off a nice, huge run. Is he going to keep going? Wow, 45-yard run there when everybody blitzed him. Don't blitz this man. He stays on his feet, and he'll make you pay for it. Woof. If you don't bring him down, you are going to lose. You'll lose the game because he'll rip off 40 yards on you, no problem. We've seen it multiple times. Alrighty, just trying to set it out. Quick out there to the tight end, number 81. Gets swallowed up immediately. Play action pass. There's the pick. There it is. Trying to hit him over the middle of the field. I mean, that he just didn't see him right there. He just didn't see him. He's not even getting pressured. He throws the pick. That's a bad pick. Finally, the defense makes the pick, doesn't tip it away. Alrighty. I don't know about this man anymore, man. Honestly, I don't know about this man. It's a big risk if you draft him. He's got one great year. Yes, that is fantastic. But look at this pick. That is not good at all. Not good. Alrighty, what else do we get? Another one. This one could have been picked if the defender jumps this route. This is another pick here. That's badly thrown. You cannot throw these out routes in the inside. That's how it gets picked. You must throw this to the outside shoulder towards the sideline so nobody can make a jump on this route. Let's watch it one more time. Slow down here. Yeah. NFL corners are making that pick. They thrive off of that route. He gets sacked here. Brought down. Rolling out of the pocket, throwing on the run, inaccurate, incomplete, possibly could have been picked as well, possibly. It's throwing so much out of bounds where, obviously nothing's going to stick if it's caught by anybody. But, yeah, man, truly upset that we picked this play, man. We could have been riding high if we didn't watch this highlight package, but luckily we did a little extra digging. Setup screen here. We can skip over this one. Designed run off the edge. Takes a hit. Picks up 9, possibly the first. Dropping back. Wide open. Puts it on the money. Well done. That's wide open. That's good. All right, a little out there. We can skip. That's all receiver after that. In the red zone here. Gonna take it. Run off the left side. Only 1 yard. Kind of getting locked up here in the second half a little bit. Gets brought down there, only picked up about maybe 5 yards. And now this is the run that brings it in, and he tries to hurdle a defender, and it gets him into the end zone. So, yes, sir. I mean, he is, what do we say, 6'6"? No, not 6'6", 6'4". He is 6'4". He is beefy. I mean, that is solid. That's solid size out there. I'm not going to lie. I just don't know if it's going to be sustainable. All right, set up kind of out route to the left side. Picks up nice yards there, but not really on the quarterback. He's going to go deep here. Oh, no. Just not caught. Oh, this man. Oh, unfortunate. Number 1. Hits him in the face mask. Fantastic throw, and it's back, folks. Throwing it from the 45-yard line, getting it all the way down to the goal line. That's about 55 yards. Unfortunately, the receiver just hit him in the face mask, but that's beautifully thrown. The man's got some deep ball accuracy, and it is good. It's consistency with the accuracy. We know he can hit the big shot. We saw him overthrow one as he got hit. He didn't overthrow this one. That one was right on the money. Some of these intermediate throws a little off the money as well. Rolling out to the right, picks up a couple of yards. Going a little deep, wide open, 84. This is a new one, 84 getting involved now. 80s work with this man. You need to number everybody 80 on your squad if you want to have success with this man on your team. All right, rolling out to the right, check down. Let's see what's up here. Read option, and they are sick of it now, so they just bring him down immediately. He's going to go pass. That is kind of wide open, and he's able to get the ball there. Good throw there. Good accuracy on that one. And there it is, just kneeling down for the rest of the game. So, alrighty, 2019 was absolutely fantastic by this man, but the one lone game in 2020, 55% completion percentage. We saw a pick. The accuracy was not looking real good. When he's getting pressured, throwing on the run, he's not always accurate. So, yeah, the highlights were all very, very good and looking super impressive, but in a game totality situation where you're facing, I mean, who would they face in this game? It's freaking, who is this? Central Arkansas, folks. He struggled against Central Arkansas. He's not playing against the best competition out there. But, I mean, his ceiling is definitely high. Don't get us wrong. His ceiling is absolutely great. The arm's great. The speed is pretty decent. And, his build is good. So we'll see if he's able to kind of keep it up if he gets drafted. And he can be something special in this league. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow. NBA Player Spotlight, day 11 of our 73-day countdown to the NFL Draft. We're looking at another NFL prospect. You got to tune in live to see who we're talking about. Alrighty, we're back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, like every single day, folks. Takes by fans. Learn the name. Look at the logo. Praise the logo. Let me hear about the logo. Let me know what y'all think. Alrighty, we're out of here.